turmeric might be helping your joints, your memory, and even your heart. But if you're combining it with the wrong foods, it could be doing more harm than good. I know that sounds surprising, maybe even frustrating, especially if you've been taking turmeric every day. But here's the truth. Most people over 60 are eating at least one of these foods daily without realizing it completely blocks turmeric's healing effects. And that means the spice you're counting on to support your health might not be doing anything at all. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 foods you should never combine with turmeric, and I'll also share 3 simple ingredients that actually make turmeric work better inside your body. If you're using turmeric to reduce inflammation, support your memory, or help with joint pain, you need to hear this, because the difference isn't just in what you take. It's how you take it. So stick with me to the end. And by the time we're done, you'll know exactly how to get the most out of turmeric for your body, your energy, and your peace of mind. But before we dive in, comment 1 if you find this video relevant to your health journey. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more real, no-fluff wellness content made just for older adults. Now let's get into it. For many older adults, turmeric has become part of their daily routine. A spoon in tea, a sprinkle on eggs, and even a capsule after breakfast. But here's something most people don't know. Turmeric doesn't work unless your body can absorb it properly. And the part of turmeric that delivers those health benefits is a compound called curcumin. Now, curcumin is powerful. It fights inflammation, supports your immune system, and protects cells from damage as you age. But here's the problem. Curcumin is not easily absorbed on its own. In fact, without the right conditions, your body might only absorb a tiny fraction of it. Think of curcumin like a letter you want to mail. If you don't put a stamp on it, or worse, if you put it in the wrong mailbox, it never gets where it needs to go. And that's exactly what happens when you combine turmeric with the wrong foods. You're taking something good, something meant to help you feel better, but your body can't use it. Or worse, those food combinations can actually create more inflammation, more discomfort, and more digestive issues. Especially if you're over 60 and already dealing with things like acid reflux, joint stiffness, or a slower metabolism. So if you're adding turmeric to your morning tea, your oatmeal, or even a supplement, you might be wasting it without realizing. But the good news? It's easy to fix. You just need to know what foods block turmeric and which ones help it do its job. Let's start with the first food you should never combine with turmeric. It's in almost every kitchen, and it's one of the most common mistakes I see. 1. Processed dairy. Combining turmeric with processed dairy. That means things like American cheese slices, powdered creamers, sweetened flavored yogurts, and pre-shredded bagged cheese. Now, at first, it might seem harmless, right? Maybe you're sprinkling turmeric on scrambled eggs with a slice of cheese, or mixing it into oatmeal with a little yogurt on top. Even adding it to tea with a spoonful of coffee creamer. But here's what you need to know. Processed dairy can stop turmeric from working altogether. And here's why. These dairy products are loaded with additives, preservatives, artificial flavors, and in many cases, extra sugar. For older adults, that's a big deal. As we age, digestion becomes more sensitive. The stomach slows down. Acid reflux shows up. Nutrients don't break down as easily, and when your body is struggling to digest what you eat, it also struggles to absorb the good stuff, like curcumin. But that's just one part of the problem. Some proteins in dairy, especially processed dairy, can actually bind to curcumin. When that happens, your body can't absorb it, no matter how much turmeric you take. So picture this. You're taking turmeric every morning, hoping it helps with joint pain. But the cheese or creamer you had with it, it's locking up the curcumin and flushing it out before it can help you. It's like pouring medicine into a sealed bottle. You never get the benefit, and this isn't just theory. Studies have shown that certain dairy proteins interfere with how turmeric works in the body. So what can you do instead? You don't have to give up your favorite textures or warm drinks. Just swap out processed dairy for something better. Unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, and coconut milk. These plant-based options are easier to digest. They don't come with the additives, and they allow turmeric to actually do its job. Plus, they mix beautifully into smoothies, golden milk, soups, even your morning tea. So here's the bottom line. If you're using turmeric for your health, skip the processed dairy. Your joints, your digestion, and your energy will thank you for it. But the second food you should never pair with turmeric. It's even more common, and it hides in everyday healthy meals. Let's talk about that next. 2. Vinegar-heavy foods. Now, the second food that should never be combined with turmeric. It's not just common, it's something many people think is healthy. I'm talking about vinegar-heavy foods. Things like bottled salad dressings, pickles, ketchup, mustard, and dishes made with white or apple cider vinegar. Now don't get me wrong, vinegar has its place. But when you combine it with turmeric, especially in the same meal, you're creating the perfect condition to cancel out turmeric's effects. Here's what's going on. As we mentioned before, turmeric contains curcumin, that powerful compound that helps reduce inflammation and support your heart, joints, and memory. But curcumin is delicate. It needs a stable environment inside your body to be absorbed properly. And when it comes in contact with high-acid foods, like vinegar, it starts to break down too early, sometimes before your body can even use it. So that turmeric you mixed into your vinaigrette dressing, it might be breaking apart before it can ever help your joints or your brain. And for older adults, this is especially important. If you've ever dealt with acid reflux, bloating, or digestive discomfort, combining turmeric with acidic foods can make it worse. I've seen so many people add turmeric to salad dressings or tangy sauces thinking it's a health boost, and it makes sense on the surface. But if that dressing is packed with vinegar or lemon juice, you're undermining the very reason you added turmeric in the first place. So, what should you do instead? Try this. Make your own dressing with extra virgin olive oil, a splash of lemon, and a pinch of black pepper. Eat vinegar-heavy foods like pickles or condiments at a different time of day, not with your turmeric-rich meals. And if you love tangy flavors, consider using gentler acids like lemon water, and always pair turmeric with something that supports its absorption. Because here's the truth. Acidic foods aren't bad, but combining them with turmeric, especially during the same meal, is where things go wrong. If you're taking turmeric for inflammation or memory support, you don't want to unknowingly shut down its benefits with a single bite. But the third food combination, that one's the trickiest, because it feels comforting, familiar, even nostalgic. But it quietly works against everything turmeric is supposed to do. Let's talk about that next. 3. Sugary cereals and baked goods. And this one might surprise you, because it's not something people see as harmful. In fact, for many, it feels warm, familiar, even comforting. You know the ones, frosted flakes in the morning, a muffin with your coffee, banana bread, or pastries in the afternoon. And yes, turmeric is starting to show up in these foods too. You've probably seen things like turmeric muffins, turmeric pancakes, or granola bars with turmeric on the label. But here's the problem. If those foods are packed with sugar, they're undoing everything turmeric is supposed to help with. Let me explain. Turmeric's role is to reduce inflammation in your body. That's why it's so helpful for joint pain, memory issues, and chronic fatigue. But sugar? Sugar is highly inflammatory. It spikes your blood sugar. It stresses your metabolism. It contributes to heart issues, joint stiffness, and even cognitive decline. So, when you eat turmeric along with a sugary baked good, Your body gets two completely opposite messages. One says, calm the inflammation. The other says, fuel the fire. And guess which one wins? The sugar. It overpowers turmeric's effects. And you're left wondering why you still feel stiff, foggy, or tired, even though you're doing all the right things. It's like taking off in a plane with the brakes still on. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up comfort foods. But if you're pairing turmeric with sugary cereal or pastries, you're canceling out its benefits, especially if you're over 60 and managing blood sugar, arthritis, or brain fog. So what should you do instead? Simple swaps can go a long way. Stir turmeric into unsweetened oatmeal. Spread almond butter on whole grain toast with a sprinkle of turmeric. Blend it into a smoothie with banana or blueberries, and if you want something sweet, try a little raw honey or pure maple syrup, just enough to taste, without the sugar overload. Because if you're using turmeric to reduce inflammation, you don't want to pair it with the very thing that causes inflammation. So here's the takeaway. No need to cut everything out. Just make smarter pairings. Now that we've covered the 3 foods to avoid, let's shift to something more empowering. The 3 foods that actually make turmeric stronger and help your body absorb more of its healing power. Let's start with the one ingredient that can increase turmeric's absorption by 2,000%. And yes, you probably already have it in your kitchen. 1. Black pepper. Now, if there's one thing you should always combine with turmeric, it's this: black pepper. Yes, that simple spice sitting next to the salt shaker. What most people don't know is that black pepper contains a powerful compound called piperine. And piperine has one job when it comes to turmeric. It helps your body absorb curcumin by up to 2,000%. That's not a typo. 2,000%. Without black pepper, most of the curcumin in turmeric just passes through your body without ever being used. But when you add just a pinch of black pepper, it opens the door. It sends turmeric straight to where it's needed. Think of turmeric as the medicine and black pepper as the key that unlocks it. And here's why that matters even more if you're over 60. As we age, our bodies naturally become less efficient at absorbing nutrients. Even if you eat the right foods, your body may struggle to process them the way it used to. So, if you're using turmeric to support your joints, your memory, or your immune system, but you're not pairing it with black pepper, you're missing out on the full effect. But the good news? It's easy to fix. You don't need a lot. Just a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper is enough. You can stir it into your morning tea with turmeric and almond milk. Add it to scrambled eggs with a bit of olive oil. Sprinkle it into soups, stews, or roasted veggies with turmeric. And if you're taking turmeric in supplement form, check the label. Many high-quality turmeric capsules now include piperine or bioperine, which is just a purified form of black pepper extract. If it's not listed, you might not be getting what you paid for, but black pepper isn't the only thing that makes turmeric more powerful. The next one is something your body actually needs to absorb curcumin, and most people forget it. Let's talk about that now. 2. Healthy fats. Now, here's something most people never hear. Curcumin is fat-soluble. That means it doesn't dissolve in water. It dissolves in fat. And unless you eat turmeric with a source of healthy fat, most of it just passes through your system unused. Think of curcumin like a passenger. If there's no vehicle to carry it through your digestive tract, it never reaches its destination. Fat is the vehicle, but not just any fat. We're talking about healthy natural fats like extra virgin olive oil, avocados, almond butter or peanut butter, chia seeds and flax seeds, and fatty fish like salmon. These fats don't just help turmeric work, they also support your heart, your brain, and your metabolism. And the best part, you can easily include them in your daily routine. Add a spoonful of almond butter to your turmeric smoothie. You can also drizzle olive oil over roasted vegetables with turmeric and pepper. Or cook your eggs in avocado oil and season with turmeric. Or try a bowl of oatmeal with turmeric, flax seeds, and a few slices of avocado on the side. Simple, nourishing, and powerful. And here's a quick word of caution. Avoid combining turmeric with processed or unhealthy fats, like margarine, vegetable shortening, or deep-fried oils. Those fats cause inflammation, which works directly against what turmeric is trying to fix. So instead, think of healthy fat as turmeric's delivery service. It gets the good stuff where it needs to go. And if you've been taking turmeric for inflammation or joint stiffness, this one small change could be the difference between hoping it works and actually feeling a difference in your body. But there's one more thing that can boost turmeric's power, and it's something sweet, soothing, and surprisingly healing. Let's talk about that next. 3. Raw honey. And I want to be clear. I'm not talking about the stuff in the plastic bear bottle at the grocery store. That kind is highly processed, heated, and stripped of most of its nutrients. What you want is raw honey, the kind that's cloudy, textured, and still packed with natural enzymes, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds. When you pair turmeric with raw honey, you get a double benefit. The first is that honey makes turmeric more palatable, especially in teas and warm drinks. And secondly, it brings its own healing power, soothing the throat, calming the gut, and supporting the immune system. It's especially helpful for older adults who deal with things like seasonal allergies, sinus congestion, acid reflux, or just the occasional stiff, achy morning. And the combination of turmeric and honey, it's gentle, it's natural, and it helps your body fight inflammation from the inside out. Here are a few simple ways to use it. Mix 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric with 1 teaspoon of raw honey in warm water and sip it slowly. Then stir it into herbal tea before bed for a calming, anti-inflammatory drink. Or make a golden spoon, a small turmeric honey paste you take daily, just like a supplement. Now, if you're managing blood sugar or diabetes, don't overdo it. Even raw honey contains natural sugar. But in small amounts, about a teaspoon a day, it's generally safe and beneficial. And, most importantly, it's a smart substitute for refined sugar, which we already know cancels out turmeric's benefits. So instead of muffins, sugary cereals, or sweetened lattes, use raw honey to sweeten your routine and amplify turmeric's power. And no, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to flip your whole routine upside down. Start small. Maybe tomorrow morning you swap out creamer for almond milk or add a pinch of black pepper to your turmeric tea, or try a golden spoon of turmeric and honey before bed. These little changes, they add up, and over time they help you feel better, move easier, and stay sharper. Because aging isn't about decline, it's about refinement, and you deserve to feel strong, supported, and in control of your wellness. Now, before you go, do me a small favor. Comment helpful if you learned something new today. Give this video a like to support the channel. Subscribe if you want more honest, practical health tips made just for older adults. And if you know someone who's using turmeric, share this video with them, because a simple message like this might just help them feel better too. Until next time, take care of yourself. You're worth the effort.